I don't want us to lose sight of the fraud that is Donald Trump. And, we can celebrate the expulsion of George Santos, but it remains abhorrent that this other flagrant fraud is still at the forefront of our politics. And there's this video, Karen, that I've kind of been saving in my pocket. It's just this man talking about why he could never support Donald Trump. And here's just a real personal story in case anybody's, still weighing their options.
So somebody asked me yesterday if I ever gave Donald Trump a chance. And I said no. But you have to understand why. The reason why I didn't give Donald Trump a chance is because I own a company that works with a lot of contractors. Do estimates and whatnot for contractors. A lot of other support for other folks in the industry, but that's enough said. Anyway, what happened was a buddy of mine that was a contractor up in New Jersey called me up one day and said, hey man, I got this opportunity to do this business with Trump. And it's huge. And I think I'm going to do it. And I said, well, I get that you're going to do it, but it might be in your best interest to think that through because, the honest truth is that dog bites. And he said, yeah, I understand, but I'm going to write a tight contract and blah, 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 So he takes the gig. And he tells me later he's having a little bit of problems getting paid. Fast forward 3.5 years. He still hasn't been paid his $3.5 million. He's been worn down pretty awfully. And Trump's attorneys said that they would pay him $1.2 million. And that was it. He took the $1.2 million. The day that showed up as certified funds, he took the title to every truck he owned. He owned a pretty decent sized company. He took a bill of sale for a bunch of other equipment, generators, arc welders, all kinds of stuff. Ladders, you name it. Jib crane. He went to another place and he sold all of that and walked out with certified funds. He went to the bank. He deposited those funds into the bank. Then he gave a list of amounts and people and companies that he needed to cut checks to. And they cut certified funds to all those individuals. He took those checks, he went down to the post office, he individually sent every one of them out by express mail. And then he went home and he blew his brains out. He blew his brains out because Donald Trump decided to take advantage of the little guy. And he couldn't handle the failure. Fast forward a couple of years later, a friend of mine who is a professional photographer picked up a job for $120,000 from Trump to take pictures of his property. 3 months after it was done, he couldn't get paid. He ended up having to file a lawsuit, and only after the lawsuit was he paid. He still had to spend about $12,000 in legal fees, so he pretty much had to take a pretty big haircut. And another friend I have down in Boca had a father who was in the dry cleaning business. And years ago, he did dry cleaning work for Donald Trump. And Donald Trump never paid him. And he just about lost his business. And he did lose his spirit. And he was never the same. So when you ask me if I'm ever going to give Donald Trump a fair shake, no, because he didn't give anybody else a fair shake.